Not doing anything?
Will somebody?
Can you hear now?
With the camera still messed up. Showing.
Chuck it out the window. Sick of this stuff. You know what I mean? It's terrible. It is. I don't, can anybody check see if we got audio? Joe, back here in IT world.
Yeah.
We got it?
Leave the cameras.
We're good, praise God. Let's move on. Don't touch
Still don't
nothing.
have cameras.
Mr. Attorney, present your request, sir.
Probably back in March and April, asked about moving my files over to probation. They have room for me in maintenance. We're supposed to build something. We kind of know what's happening with maintenance. I'm asking requests to advertise. I had the funds in my supplemental fund. It actually won't cost the county anything. We'll actually get some money back from the state. 40% of the cost will come back to the state and reimbursement. So just asking permission to advertise and have somebody build kind of a file cage or someone where I can move my files from my office down there because it is getting a lot. So just a request to build advertise and build a file cabinet over there.
I have absolutely no problem checking them. I know you came here a while back and we don't have a maintenance guy. It won't start till November 17th, but let's get it done before then, sir. So I'll make a motion that Jacob, I don't know if we even need a motion, but I'll make a motion anyway that Jacob go ahead and advertise to get whatever he needs built at the probation office to store his files.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Plan Commission, rezone ordinance, Levi and Samantha Anglin, are they here? Well, come on up, young lady, and sit there at this table. Huh? Yes, yeah. How are you?
Good.
Blessed, doing well.
Can you hit that button, please?
The big one?
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you.
go red or blue.
Yeah,
or
it's
green.
red.
We got your request in front of us. Norm, can you run through this? Was you at the meeting when they?
No, that was the one I was out
Okay.
of town on. So if I remember correctly by reading through this, you bought a property that used to be a church.
Yes.
You've asked that it be changed to residential so you can live in it now, right?
Yes.
So it was pretty straightforward. We're just needing the rezone to residential from, was it commercial? Industrial. And looks like the Plan Commission went 6-0. I've got no problem with it by reading through it. I've been up to the property past the property and to the property. I think it'll be just fine. I don't see any problems with this one.
Yeah, I've been up there at the property myself. It's not okay. I've been up to the property too. You gonna live in that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, hallelujah. All right, I don't have no issue. I see with the plan, like Norm said, Plan Commission voted 6-0 approved. Norm, this is all you, so.
Yeah, I make a motion that we rezone the property from industrial or institutional to single-family residential. That we take the vote of the Plan Commission and proceed with the change of zoning, and sign the resolution that goes along with it, which would be, what number is this?
25008.
Yep.
008. So I would say that we approve the zoning request and move forward with the ordinance 2025-008 that changes the property at 10351 North US Highway 231 from institutional to residential.
You want to repeat all that, Norm?
No, I don't.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. There you have it. Pretty simple.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
When Heather gets back, Samantha, I'll have her give you copies of the paperwork.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Here, guys, go ahead and take care of this, and since I already got the first page, we won't have to worry about it later on. This is only one signature on this page. My path, go ahead and come on up and get yourself a fine, comfortable seat. My wife told me to send out her apologies. for not having cookies here today. But she will at the December meeting have cookies and cake and all that stuff for us. Let it rip, sir.
Thank you. So again, I'm Kyle Hanna. I've been the project manager for the My Path Trail system, which is going really well. See a lot of folks out there all the time. It's becoming a community amenity, to the point where we're starting to say, people are going to start requesting this. We need to have a procedure for people requesting and using My Path. It's kind of exciting. Part of the community. And as you remember, the initial dream of this was to connect the family YMCA on the west edge of town to McCormick Creek State Park. And I'm happy to report that where the paved trail ends right now at River Road, that's less than 2 miles from the McCormick Creek Gatehouse. I mean, that's,
Gaining ground, aren't you, bud?
isn't that something? And I think we have a good plan to maybe even get a step further to connect to the DNR boat launch. We might have that approval by the end of the year. And then the thought is, in fact, I was even just asked today, how do you get across 46, and then how do you connect to all the trail stuff that they're doing in Monroe County? And I could get a map out and draw lines on it, but that's not a plan. We kind of need to get a little more serious and have an actual plan. I mean, we're at the point now, like I said, we're less than 2 miles from the gatehouse.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, the Indiana Department of Health says, hey, we've got a grant for you to do planning, to plan, bike and pedestrian routes. Thought, well, I think we should sign up for that grant. And it would give us the opportunity to actually reach out to the property owners. I mean, from the beginning, also, this path has been something that the community is part of. We want to work with the community. We're not interested in eminent domain. We're not taking anything from anyone. It's like, what route do we need to go? How do we work with the property owners? And what do you think, property owners? And the idea is to try to come up with a plan. And the Department of Health grant says, that the big part of that is how are you going to involve the public? Like, I'd like to send them letters and have a meeting at McCormick Creek Elementary School. At the same time, some of the property owners along there are eager and asking questions. They want to get involved. Like, well, here's a chance to do it. It's not a drawback, but it's the grant needs to be, the applicant needs to be local government, which is you. So I guess I would ask the county to be the applicant on this grant application. And my understanding, due to none of your errors, that the money situation is changing facing local government. So I'm assuming you don't have or are not hiring someone to handle grants, and I think you don't have extra money for the match. I'm willing to take it if you have it. But in the meantime, Janet Rummel from the foundation and I are happy to put the application together. We've had some success with grants, and we'll do the whole thing. And you basically have to sign the application, sign the cover letter, and then the idea is also to take this as something that is then amended into the comprehensive plan. It's the plan for this path, the details. I mean, as detailed as the plan gets to, becomes part of the comprehensive plan. And I think it's a good partnership, and I welcome you to be involved in any or all of this process, but I think we'll try to put together as much as we can.
Awesome.
That's my request. And any questions you might have, I'd be happy to answer.
You guys got any questions, concerns?
Financially, we don't have any, how we handle in the finance, the matching, because like you said, we really don't have it. How are you gonna handle that?
I talked to Janet, and we will find the $20,000 match. So we will find it. We're happy to take it if you run across it.
Yeah.
If not, we will. I mean, I just understand that
We have 2 council members here today, and I always ask Polly, and she brought a checkbook, bring a checkbook, that boy.
see,
Joe, you got that in your back pocket? Do you? Good.
runs across. I'll be passing a hat around the audience too. We might be able to
absolutely.
get some of that taken care of. So. But,
Beyond that, I got no issue with it.
Well, I don't either, and we worked together, had some meetings together and stuff, and
yeah.
stuff like that, so I make a motion that we sign, it's up to me, if you guys will have to make a motion for me to sign this cover page to consider the application for For planning grants, Owen County can build upon its current comprehensive plan and develop bicycle and pedestrian improvements.
So is your motion that we accept this?
Yeah, it's my motion that we accept it, but,
I'll
you know,
second
that
that.
And matching funds are paid by.
and matching funds are paid for by the foundation.
Foundation. I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are you okay with me
Yeah,
signing
I'll
this?
make,
cover letter?
I'll make a motion that we have the president of the board sign the document.
All in favor?
Aye.
For you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Pam? Now,
Yes, sir.
you're up. We got about like 20 minutes. Will that help you? Get her,
You gave me 30, like you asked how much time. I'll try
30
to make-
minutes.
I'll try to make it as short as possible. I'm here today to go over some concerns that you, the Board of Commissioners, I believe may be not aware of.
see you, man.
First and
Appreciate you. Go ahead.
Okay. First and foremost is your statement made earlier that you checked with council and the council's assured you that we're good to go on the jail. If you go to the packet you have in front of you, the first couple pages are of a map. And we're starting off with, you have a copy of the county farm property with a parcel number on it. You have a copy of the jail property with the parcel number on it.
Yes.
And then you have a couple pages of actually what the economic development area is per the current resolution that covers that area.
Correct.
I'll be referencing those.
Correct.
Next in your packet, Resolution 2025-005. Well, when you look at the minutes from this date, it's hard for anybody taking minutes to follow exactly what the resolution is, so they went by what was being spoken by you, Mr. Hobbs.
Yes.
And in the minutes, it appears that the resolution is covering the land swap. Well, the resolution has nothing to do with the land swap. 2025, without going to the detail, this is a resolution to approve to dispose of certain property. If you go to Exhibit A, this resolution has just confirmed that the RDC and the Board of Commissioners have said they are to sell 947 West Highway 46, Spencer, Indiana. Okay, that is the address of the jail. Your resolution says the county's going to sell that property. County hasn't even acquired that property yet. This resolution was supposed to have been for selling of the county farm property. So when you tell me that your attorneys have told you that everything's in place, first resolution, they don't even know the address of the property. They don't even know the location. And this is confusing all the way through. I'm getting ready to show you 4 resolutions that are absolutely wrong. And using the address, this parcel has not been split. So even your documents getting an RFPQ are using a mailing address, a wrong parcel number, and by state statute, the RDC may not do this land swap. They may not acquire a parcel that's a partial parcel. So a split must be done by state law before the RDC can incorporate that property into their economic development area and economic development plan. Okay, now going to 2024-05, and you'll find that these are pretty much in order throughout the packet as to number. But 2024 was done on the December 18th public hearing meeting at the school. First of all, there are no minutes for this date. This was a public hearing, there's no minutes. Could not find them.
There are minutes.
The only thing that, so what we went through for, to the team is we have a copy of the newspaper article.
Minutes, Pam.
That's the minutes.
Okay, she's not authorized to do minutes, that wasn't set through as minutes, so that's an article, that's verbatim of what a newspaper article said, but there are no minutes taken for that meeting. And for minutes to be taken, they have to be done by a person appointed as a secretary or to take the minutes. So that's a little confusing, but, and those minutes were not adopted. But going on to that date, there are 3 resolutions, and the girls had to look very hard to find these. Been trying to receive these and get copies of them for almost 11 months. They located the resolutions, and 2024-005 states that this must be recorded. Never recorded. When it states that it must be recorded, that is the public notice, and that's when my clock starts as to being able to file an appeal or stay. To date, it still has not been recorded. You'll also see that this resolution, significant things were changed. Now, in this resolution, you have an estimated price of $205,000 included in the acquisition list. The amount of the estimated cost to purchase the property and to obtain the property were required to be included in the initial resolution. It was only after Craig and I worked with Mr. Meeks that the attorneys went through to try and correct the multiple amount of mistakes that they had allowed to go on throughout this project. But unfortunately, on 2024-6, again, Exhibit B is wrong. So Exhibit B, and Sheila can confirm this, the reason the original hearing was put off was because when they advertised this in the paper, there was a mistake on the parcel number. Throughout some of these documents, the wrong parcel number, the wrong location, the wrong deed record was used. Any other time, you're supposed to have a legal description. We don't have a legal description. We're saying south of the road. So Exhibit B, handwritten, have no idea who wrote it, there's no initials on it. It has the wrong parcel number. So 2024-6, authorizing the acquisition of property, lists the wrong property again. 20247, again, lists the wrong property, the wrong parcel number. And so when you tell me, hey, everything is in order, I've just shown you 5 resolutions that are significantly wrong. They can be corrected, but this also goes back to the initial processes. So when they went to the Plan Commission, the original resolution that went to the Plan Commission used language that has significantly been changed. So in this last version that went through in December, they changed the wording on the final resolution. They removed the notation of area because the RDC, the attorneys had told RDC that, hey, we could run this through using some statutory magic, that's a quote of the attorney's words, and that by doing this, it would facilitate the county to be able to do this land swap without having to go through the regular rigors. It was only after almost 10 months of working with RDC that they realized that the new jail property is not within the economic development area. And when they asked the Plan Commission to review that and to make their recommendation, and the county then relied on that document, that was all changed on December 18th. They removed that wording. So when you go into these 2 pictures of Exhibit A, Exhibit B, this comes from your 2016 resolution. That is the amended resolution by RDC that establishes your economic development area. First of all, the county property is not in that. And by no means, shape, or form is the jail anywhere near those maps. The law requires that you provide a map. And that if you are changing that area, that you change it to, you inform the public that you're expanding the boundaries of your economic development area. So I included in your packet just a few cover sheets from the original 2016 resolution, so you can read through that and make your own opinion. I put comments on there and circled things for you that explains when you're amending an area, you're changing an area, this is what the language is supposed to look like. They didn't do that for you. You're also going to see then on 216-02 that it's recorded, upper right-hand corner. This is a document that informs the public and the taxpayers of what's going on. None of this was ever recorded. This was required to be recorded, what was done in December 18th. And it was not. So none of the checks and balances that are there for a person to file a complaint or to ask for a stay could even be started because this step wasn't done. Now, I'm not against the jail. What I am against is sloppy, bad work from the attorneys. This is not a problem that the commissioners have been involved with, but there's nobody paying attention to these details. You don't have anybody that's fact-finding and looking at the minutia of the records that they're putting out. And I've been very transparent to both the sheriff, to council, to let them know, hey, these are matters that really need to be addressed. When you look and see on Resolution 2024-03, it states that the original plan is being adopted and changed to provide new properties within the area to be added to the list. It's not, the property was not within the area. And then this takes us to the problem of the town of Spencer has this property specifically listed on their comprehensive plan and their economic development plan. It shows that the jail area, that quarry, is being developed. This is the prime area that they want to target for commercial, industrial development. That's a buffer zone for Spencer. So I'm asking the county to look at, before they sign the dotted line as to what this is going to cost, and I think we have a representative maybe from the town here today, and they're trying to figure out what sewage is going to cost and the infrastructure is going to cost. For Mr. Franklin, who's doing a land swap, who now, the rest of his property, if this becomes valued at commercial industrial property because we're running in a major $2 million extension, there needs to be plans in place that would allow the jail project to recover and to benefit from developing that whole area. So we've missed the ball on trying to reduce our cost and not look at Spencer's plan. And by statute, the notice was required to be sent from RDC to the town of Spencer. The only notices that were sent out from RDC, and the attorney wrote those out, they went to the Plan Commission, the BZA, and the commissioners. Once those letters were received, they were sent to Sheila and they were recorded. The town of Spencer was required to be included in that because by their comprehensive plan and by Spencer including the build out of that area in their plan, someone needs to check to make sure that that jail is going to fit in that. Have they declared that as a legal buffer zone? Couldn't find any record of it yet. But since it's included in a plan, that's another statutory workaround because they do have it in their development plans. But to help you, I went through and included each of the resolutions that are applicable. The Plan Commission, their records are wrong, and they were actually blindsided. Council came in the same day that they met with RDC. Just hours later, they came to the Plan Commission expecting the Plan Commission to approve it. Thank goodness the Plan Commission didn't. They waited a week. But when council came and spoke to the Plan Commission, none of the Plan Commission members were given the packet that I just gave you that showed what the actual plan was, what the actual area was. By statute, by what they said they were providing, they didn't do that. So the Plan Commission was not given the correct information. And it was a dog and pony show. And I don't find this fault against the Plan Commission. I find it fault against not having better communications and just expecting people to make decisions without having the records and the information in front of them. And even today, I asked council to change the past date that appears on the resolution by the Plan Commission. It's dated August 20th. Plan Commission turned it down on August 20th. They did not have enough to pass the motion. They met again 7 days later. It was passed on the 27th, but the resolution says the 20th. But again, council's telling me, or you're telling me that council says there's no mistakes.
No, time out.
Yes.
I'm gonna put you in check real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't say, they didn't say there was no mistakes. I plainly said if there's things that need to be adjusted, that will be done.
You
That
are
was-
correct.
That was
I
my
did-
comment.
Yeah, I paraphrased the wrong,
That's fine,
the
that's
wrong
fine.
way.
I just want,
But I will
That's
say
correct.
in our prior meetings and our conversations, I'm told that you, respectfully, you turn this over to council to make an opinion. It's to council's advantage not to pay attention to detail, because if somebody does say, hey, we want to stop this, who's to benefit from this? The county doesn't. We have to pay the attorney more money. So,
so basically you're saying that our council is crooked.
no, it's not at all. So you're putting words in my
No,
mouth.
I'm asking you.
I didn't say that at all. I say it is to their advantage when a council, when you look at their agreement and what's in place, they don't have
But
a
that,
liability to, they're giving you advice, if
that,
they're not paying attention to detail.
I understand that, but. you
I'm
know,
saying that our council is not paying attention to detail, and they're
Okay.
not paying attention to facts.
Okay.
So the area has never been amended, and when you look at this page, you're gonna see notations on this.
Right.
Okay, it says independent voters of Brown County, but it's written by Barnes and Thornburg.
Hang on a second. Yes, Paulie.
Pam, when you say council, will you please specify that that's your attorney?
Council, yeah, attorney, so not council,
Not the county council.
not county council, it is legal counsel. Thank you, thank you. When you look at this, I want you to pay attention to what's marked. This is state statute. This says, in order for this redevelopment area to be changed, black and white, you may not have a split parcel. You may not do what they have tried to do, which is to say, hey, any, all, or a part of this area. In order for these resolutions to be passed, there has to be a parcel number. It has to already have a legal description. And if it's going to be 35 acres or it's going to be 9 acres, it has to say that before it can be incorporated into an EDA. But our EDA was never changed. So by what they passed in December on December 18th of 2024, actually invalidated the prior resolutions, meaning Plan Commission and Board of Commissioners did not have actual input. When you look at, I've included some minutes, and within that minutes, on October 2nd, it is confirmed that, hey, for the land swap, you asked for your staff to look for a written memorandum or agreement. Did you find one, a written memorandum, Sheila? Did you find a written memorandum between Franklin's and Owen County did you find any type of document that served as a,
I won't say no, there is not one. I don't recall specifically looking for one.
okay.
Pam, I have gone through.
I know you've gone through
hundreds of pages of
Right.
stuff. In just the last week, I have over 600 and some pages
I
of stuff
understand.
just for you.
So thank you very much for your time, but I will move on.
Not gonna say that it is or isn't
Right,
there.
so I can tell you that Craig has nothing, the county record can find nothing, and in order for there to be an agreement written, it has to be presented at a meeting. Can't be done behind closed doors. Law dictates conveyances of property and what must be done or how it should be done. That hasn't been done. And gentlemen, a lot of these problems started well before you took your chairs. You're cleaning up messes from commissioners before you. I understand that. That's why I've taken the time to try and give you some more information. Now, I will also say that on September 8th, council voted to accept Barnes and Thornburg as bond counsel to do this project. Then out of the clear blue sky, without a vote, just recently, the last meeting, I believe that was the date, Mr. Hobbs stated that bond counsel was going to be done by Todd Brown and Frost. There was no vote taken at that. It was just a declaratory statement, but council had already voted to have a different entity in place. I'm just asking for you guys to get on the same page. When a resolution is changed, some of these resolutions require them to have a seal on them. So when the commissioner makes a resolution, there are some of those that require an actual state, not a state stamp, but a county stamp on those. You've not done that. On the matter of the RFPQ, during that meeting, you stated in that meeting when it was read, and it's in the minutes, that those proposals would come in sealed. That's mailed, sealed, or hand-delivered, sealed, to the auditor's office. But lo and behold, when you put out the RFPQ, it was changed to read that it could come in by email to Sheila. So what was read, passed, and motioned is that those documents would come in sealed, not the way that they were. They were emailed instead. You have a survey that's been conducted. I can't get a copy of the survey from you. It's public record.
You'll have,
Anybody?
when the topography is done, you'll have a copy of both.
The topo, it was stated, is going to be done by Elevatus, not by David Myers and Associates.
That is correct.
Okay, so David Myers can't sign off on the topo.
I didn't say he was going to.
I asked for a copy of the survey that had been completed, not the one that Elevatus is going to do, but the one David Myers completed. You won't produce that record, and it's not in the recorder's office.
Okay.
I wanted to draw your attention to the FIG appraisal group. So something has come up on the appraisals on the property. Again, this is before your time, and this is something that truly needs to be looked at. And I am the only person in the county that has legal standing to bring these matters up, because I put a proposal in to purchase the property at, I believe, $20,000 greater than what your minimum bid was. I was the only person. It was like 349,000, somewhere in that vicinity.
I was there during that.
And very specifically, the request for proposals identified that that was to be for the entire property, not a part of the property, or did I want to put a proposal on some portion of the property. And that I had to submit a developmental plan. So the only proposal that was put out was for the entire property, including the landfill property. Then,
Paula's got it.
with,
Can I clarify that, Pam?
yes,
Because I was there and I was on the RDC, but your proposal was to buy it, but then for the county to pay you back for it, but
Not-
you would still retain ownership of it.
no, not exactly. So my proposal was for the entire property, which is, you are partially correct in
She
the
is.
construct of it,
She is correct. I was at the meeting as well.
but it was not that I would retain ownership of it. That's not where we're going. It's that the only proposal you would allow to be put in included the purchase of the landfill. There was no proposal allowed to be put in for just the prime property. And during that, Mr. Burton stood up and said, this may not be used for residential property. We had a little tit for tat on that. In reviewing the FIG appraisals, as they go through this, they state that this property, it's assumed that it will be used for a planned unit development or a residential development. When Mr. Burton says it can't be used for residential, and your appraisal is showing that within that appraisal that there are no negatives on that property that they can find. There's no mention of the landfill. there's no mention of any of the factors of that property that would change the valuation or the use of it. And in further review of the figure appraisals, I find out that Economic Development Corporation was the party involved in procuring and getting information regarding these appraisals. So some party through, not redevelopment, but Economic Development Corporation. Now, the public's not allowed to have this information at that time. And the information that was submitted both on the jail property and on the county farm property shows a great disparity. And now, out of the clear blue sky, on June, the RDC voted to transfer their property interest back to the county commissioners. So by meeting, they vote, they're turning the property back over to the county commissioners. So now it's up to you, it's your property to do with what you want. There was no conveyance done between Franklin and the county. There's no agreement in place. There's nothing that has been recorded. There's nothing that's been accepted. Nothing has been brought to a meeting. So RDC has turned the property back over to the Board of Commissioners. Now you're back at square one, because the statutory magic that Mr. Meeks referred to as being able to be done was only done if the RDC was implementing this exchange under the umbrella of what they're allowed to do under a redevelopment project. Their redevelopment project has to include, like their budget that they submitted, their budget would have to show that they will have expenses for a surveyor, they'll have expenses for the environmental. Their budget that they put in doesn't show that at all. So this was done to help the county do a workaround. The workaround was to allow you to be able to do this property exchange without the normal amount of transparency, public involvement, and accountability, and it would have slowed you down 2 or 3 months. Well, it's taken you much longer than that to recover on this. And the last few pages are from the Spencer comprehensive plan that talks about the massive build out, the use of the north of the Walmart property. You need to pay a lot of attention to that when you're starting to negotiate with the town of Spencer and putting in these infrastructure. And I think the public needs to be aware that this plan, this swap, for just 9 acres now, puts the other property of Mr. Franklin greatly accelerated in value. You're wanting to do a swap, and I understand, we need a jail, and if that's the best location for it, that's great. Your ducks are not in a row. Council, if you believe that council says everything is in place, you were billed $22,820 from up through December 6th by Barnes and Thornburg. That's the commissioners being charged that. And this is a bill for the RDC project. Commissioners aren't supposed to pay that. That's an RDC bill. But commissioners paid that. So again, here's $22,000, and that's before December ever even hit. Your appraisals, you've still not disclosed the Hopkins full appraisal package. That is a record that is required to be released. It hasn't been. So I guess in summary, you have some homework to do, and when you say, hey, everything is in place, I have an opportunity before me, and I've told the county that every time I do something, I'm told, sue, file litigation, file for a stay. Why does the public have to do that? I have no longer any interest in that property. When I put a proposal in, it was to develop a veterans, not a veterans park, but a veterans tiny home, residential area, a park system. And yes, my proposal had that each year RDC would have to kick back $50,000. And I went in to say that there would be a grant, that this would be to obtain grants because there's grants available for refurbishing landfill property that would behoove the county. And at the very end of this, if you listen, at the end of this period, this property was being turned back over to the county.
4 minutes, Pam.
Yes, sir. So I no longer want to be involved in that. What I am concerned about is the politics, behind door activities that's going on. There are closed meetings that should not be closed, even to the point of what happened with the Plan Commission, recent appointments and BZA appointments. All of this needs to be transparent, and I'm asking that you consider that you need to go back to square one, correct these documents, be more transparent to the public, and to actually have a resolution that's in place. But as of right now, this should be a done deal and over with, because RDC no longer has interest in the property. They, in a meeting, turned it back over to the commissioners. There is no signed agreement in place. There's no legal conveyance that's been made on any of these properties. There's not even deeds that have been generated for them. They've not been split. And until those things can happen, there cannot be any exchange of property. And even a written agreement to say this is going to occur has not happened. So RDC has turned it back over to the commissioners. So you're starting back over that this does not fall within the RDC resolution or their package or their EDA. And on 10/18/2024, the RDC admitted in their resolution that this was not a part of the economic development area. And so that defeats the entire progress that's been made to this point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me?
I do.
Yeah.
I received from Lori Rogers, the State Board of Accounts, literally just now, resolutions are not required to be recorded in the county recorder's office.
Okay, and-
That is per State Board of Accounts.
And in the resolution, okay, so in the statute, so
I
not,
know
so.
that one says it in that particular one.
Right, but unless you informed her that the prior resolution is recorded, statute says if you are amending a resolution that's been recorded, and that original resolution said all the area within that EDA was a part of the economic, or it was part of the TIF district, okay? You're amending a resolution that says that all the property within the EDA is a part of the TIF. So by that statute, unless you told Lori of the rest of the story, even the attorney said it has to be recorded. The attorney wrote that. It's in your resolution.
Okay,
That has to be recorded.
appreciate it. I'm gonna make a quick comment, while the public's here, whether the public likes us or not. I hope you all do. Rest assured one thing, Jesus Christ was the only perfect person that ever walked the face of the earth. This Board of Commissioners is not perfect, nobody sitting out here in this crowd is. The thing that bothers me the most is the accusations that we are hiding stuff. We're not hiding nothing. Maybe we don't know everything. It is not this Board of Commissioners' intention to hide anything from anybody. We're trying to be as open about this. There's a lot for us to learn, a lot for the council to learn, a lot for legal counsel to learn, a lot for the public to learn. To say that things are being swept under the rug, hid, or stuff like that, I take offense to that. And I won't tolerate it. I do.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking.
Yes, sir.
You had your 30 minutes, I'll have mine. I sent paperwork, I've got 500, I've got thousands of stuff from you, Pam, and I have to give you credit. You've got a lot of time to research things, and I appreciate that, because that takes a lot of effort to do this. Is every I dotted and every T crossed? No, probably not. Is there dates that probably need to be changed, or resolution numbers that's not accurate? Maybe. But this Board of Commissioners, we're not doing anything illegal. It's not our intention to do anything illegal, and it's not our intention to hide anything from the public. If we're not doing things correct, we'll get them corrected. If we're missing something, it'll be corrected. But you have to understand, Pam, and I hope you do, that we are represented by legal counsel. and we're also represented by the council from the RDC. I submit things to them, I try to get their answers on things and stuff like that. I'm to follow the advice of my legal counsel, that's what they're for. Yes, Paul?
Yeah, same thing. I want to point out, we've conferred with 2 different firms, and these aren't just fly-by-the-night attorneys. I mean, these are very well-respected firms out of Indianapolis. I mean, Barnes and Thornburg and Frost Brown and Todd. I mean, both of those are very, and we've conferred through this whole process. I just, yeah.
Yeah,
Just want to reiterate that.
And I would reiterate, I understand that, and I understand that you're doing due process to get counsel, and you're not making decisions rashly. I admit to that. But the mistakes are still there. The council's still making them. And then I believe it's because they don't know what the addresses are because they haven't been split.
Okay,
And
so
let me-
I understand, so we got the address wrong. Okay,
So let me finish just 1 second, please.
please hurry.
Regarding the statement of sweeping stuff, you've got closed-door meetings that should not occur.
No,
You-
that is not
That's
correct.
not true,
That's not
Pam.
correct either.
Well,
Stop, no.
planning
That-
commission meeting, you had applicants for the planning commission. Those applicants were met with and interviewed at a closed door, even though you said they were gonna be public. They were split onto 2 days.
Time out, time out, time out. You're inaccurate and you're wrong. Time out. I said in a public meeting, in a commissioners meeting, that we would hold interviews. I stated that in a public, don't talk against me. Please.
Okay.
I never stated in a public meeting that I would conduct interviews for the public in the public. I stated in a public meeting that we would be having interviews. I would never interview anybody for any position for the public to hear.
And sir, respectfully, you have a copy of the minutes that I sent you where verbatim quote is what
You know
said.
what?
And I'm not.
I do not, you know what? I'm not an English teacher. My grammar is not very good. I don't know where to put the commas sometimes. Ask my granddaughter, she'll tell me where to put them. Don't stop it. I know verbatim. And I know you use that against us. I totally understand that. My words are not accurate all the time. I'll say stuff that's probably not in order, the way that you want them. Don't. I'm talking. But we are doing nothing against the will of the people. Nothing. Not intentionally. If we're doing stuff wrong, we'll get them corrected. If there's I's that need to be dotted and T's that need to be crossed, that is what our legal counsel is for, to get that corrected. But you send me stuff, it says that this board of commissioners are sweeping stuff under the rug. That is inaccurate. You said that the county council is swept stuff under the rug. The RDC, Pam, that is not correct. We may not be doing everything according to your interpretation, but we're not doing anything illegal, not intentionally, Pam. We want this to be right. I want it to be right.
Thank you. Then if you'll take the time to make it right, that's what I'm asking.
That's what I said we have the attorneys for.
And the attorneys, they sit here during your meetings, they should speak up. And just, I'm gonna finish and then I'll be done. If you do not want to address the matter of the closed doors, then I will take that to the public access counselor.
Please do. I've already addressed the issue. I talked to the council about it, and the council,
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm speaking to you, this is our meeting. You've had a chance to speak 30
Did you
minutes.
vote on the planning commission members?
Listen, let me tell you something. We held our meeting, we interviewed our people in private, not for the public to see. Maybe we didn't ask the exact same questions to you that we asked to somebody else. That is not illegal. We based our questions off interviews that we had. We interviewed you, didn't we? And you went clear to left field and through your interview and a whole lot of different things, but we gave you the opportunity to talk. If you do not like the way we handled the interviews, file it where you need me to file. We're not discussing it anymore.
Yes, sir, that is what I will do.
Thank you.
And I want to go on record that I withdrew after the interviews.
Thank
And
you.
I want to go on record that you did not vote for any the planning commission or the BCA members. There was no vote taken again. Those people that you appointed were done without any vote. That's a matter of record.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Assessor?
Yes, can we skip me to the end? Our Tyler contractor is here, but he's in a meeting. It's taking a little longer than we thought, but it'll be.
Sure.
It's probably the first time that request has ever been.
I know.
They just canceled altogether. Highway Department.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Start off with, I'm happy to announce that another CCMG road has been finished.
Class Road.
Class Road
They
is
got done?
completed.
Where's he go?
Inspected it last night. Great.
Go out, take a look at that.
I brought up, gave each one of you an annual bid packet.
Yes.
I need to get that advertised for our annual bids.
And we're sending these out to numerous people, correct?
Yeah, they'll go to numerous people.
Numerous, okay. That's for aggregates, bituminous mixtures, culverts, guardrail, gasoline, diesel, motor oils, lubricants.
Gentlemen, I'm going to ask for a couple minute break here real quick.
Really?
Yes, sir. My medicine, I need a break for a second.
We'll wait on you, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
Chad, we had talked about culverts not being in this at one
We
time.
still have to,
We still have to run them through, but then we can go to the lowest bidder
we.
as needed.
You can take all these in. You have the right to deny.
We can pull them out singly?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
It's new for me, so.
When do you need this back, Chad?
We just need to get it advertised
Okay.
to the, in the newspaper or whatever.
I understand.
So there's no action needed until we get it advertised and it comes
We
back.
get it
correct?
advertised and then we can start sending them out. I have it in here that they will be returned to the auditor's office sealed up to the hour of 4 PM on December 3rd, and then we can open them on the 4th meeting.
Bituminous.
I'm assuming Sheila has, looks like you've got a
She's got a
copy.
copy of it too. Is everything in here, Chad? that we-
Yeah,
you got
everything
the
is in
list?
that, yep.
Gas, motor, guardrails, culvert, bituminous. Just make sure gas and diesel. And motor oils. Okay, yeah, I see everything in the packet that's listed on the front page, Chad. Wait till Dave gets back from coffee break. Does anybody ever drink that coffee that the sheriff drinks? I'm telling you what, have you? Are you,
Spent 3 days in the hospital.
I was gonna say. Man, you can smear that stuff on crackers. I'm telling you, I was down there and he gave me a cup of coffee. Hallelujah, praise God, you're up for a week. I mean, it was like, I should have brought crackers and dipped it in it or something, or cookies or something. That was something else, man.
Strong.
Oh, I'm telling you,
It's called Death Wish.
if you got something that you need to stay up for a long period of time, just go down and get a cup of coffee from the
If
sheriff.
you go into the office, you'll see the coffee pot. He comes in the morning, makes coffee. And then in the detective's offices, they've got their Keurigs hidden over to the side, so they can make coffee that's not motor oil and not offend. So
I'm
they
telling you,
brought
man.
their own Keurigs in from home, so they.
During plow season, we know where to stop.
Whoa, yeah.
You get a caffeine buzz just smelling when you walk in.
Just walk in the door and man, you're fired up. Him and Ralph Schwartz must go to the Sheriff took me when I first became sheriff, he took me out to Starbucks, I don't know, just went to Starbucks somewhere and bought me a cup of coffee, and I'm like, ooh. I drank it. I was up for a whole week. Ralph Schwartz brought me, his wife brought a cup of coffee to us one time. Him and the sheriff must go to the same place, because I'm telling you what, I could have smeared it on crackers and ate it. Good, that is good.
You shouldn't have to have a cup to be able to pour a cylinder.
It was sight.
Gotta try Turkish coffee. I was stationed in Turkey.
For,
Oh, man,
Rough.
that's rough on me.
mm,
It is brutal.
well, you know how, what is it, Dairy Queen or something about them blizzards, how they're supposed to turn them upside down and hand them to you? That's kinda like that coffee you got. You turn it upside down, hand you the cup, and then you can turn.
You know, during marathon meetings, when Hendrix comes in, I always give him
Yeah.
a cup of coffee. So, you know, when you were sheriff, it was at Maxwell House or something like that. you know,
Yeah.
Just standard coffee. So I gave him a cup of coffee and then I poured him a cup of the sheriff. Of course, he didn't know, it's just sitting there. He starts swinging on that thing and I can see it on his face, but he doesn't want to say anything because he doesn't know who made it. He doesn't want to upset anybody. He's like, he's
You
beating
start,
sweat.
yeah. Yeah, I know.
Poor Mike.
I've only been to Starbucks once, and that was when the sheriff took me there.
640 milligrams of caffeine per cup.
Man,
Just get an IV. Just get an IV.
you couldn't get that through an IV, man. You'd have to have an air compressor behind that to even get through.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
You missed all, we just talked about you.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, Chad.
So we just need to get the bids advertised.
I make a motion that we advertise the 2026 highway bids. That includes aggregate, bituminous mixtures, culverts, guardrails, gasoline, diesel, motor oils, and lubricants.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Okay, next thing, it's been in the works for a long time. The Bridge 209, County Line Road Bridge.
Yes.
Monroe County has reached out. They have proposed an interlocal cooperation agreement between Owen and Monroe County to fix the approaches on that bridge, where we split the cost half with Monroe County, and I've given that paperwork in front of you.
Yes.
Monroe County will do all the personnel expense, and then we just pay back half of it. I believe they've reached out to E&B Paving to do the asphalt work,
Well, that was the cheapest bid.
the cheapest bid.
And our exposure is 23,250 max, it says up to. So it can't be higher than that, right?
Correct.
I'll move that we approve this interlock agreement between us and Monroe County to get the approaches to the bridge in Gosport fixed.
It's been a long time coming, that
Yes,
approach to the bridge is pretty bad, so, sorry, Norm.
that's all right.
Got a motion on the floor.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0, pass.
And you'll have to make a motion, because it's only got one signature.
I'll make a motion that we allow Sam to sign that interlocking agreement with Monroe County.
I'll second that. All in favor? 3-0. Do you know when they want to try to do this?
As soon as possible.
We're running out of time with the weather.
Their next meeting, I believe she said, was the 11th. She was gonna try to get their side of it done, and as soon as that paperwork's all done, they will start work immediately.
Okay.
And I can keep you updated as I get information from them.
Let me get this signed here for you before I forget, Chad. and that'll be done.
Were you gonna speak on cold patch at all? Okay, then I'll wait.
I also need to bring up that we are out of oil for the hole patchers. We're at the part of the year where I can no longer use that, it's getting too cold. I need to purchase some cold mix to patch roads. Cheapest place to get it is through E&B Paving in Bloomington at $130 a ton.
Good Lord. Yeah. How much you need?
I'm just gonna get a couple trucks and we'll just,
How much?
a couple triaxle loads,
Which
so that'd
is
be 40 ton.
40.
And then, it'll be just as needed when we need to get more.
Okay. Because I know we have some people here from Barley Road, and I don't know if this is on the same agenda, but go ahead and speak up if you'd like to. And introduce yourselves and tell us
Okay.
who you are.
My name's John McKnight, and I live at 76 South Barley Road. We just built a new house out there and a barn, and been complaining about Barley Road for a couple of years. It keeps deteriorating worse and worse, and last week we had 2 ambulances go down through there, red lights and sirens, and that's when I decided I should come to the commissioner meeting. I've never done this before, but when lives are at risk of ambulances not being able to actually do an emergency run down through there, I mean, there's so many holes, and all the culverts that they had replaced in years past, the asphalt's all sunk way down. You have to slow down some places like 10 mile an hour, it'll throw you out to sea. There's a lot of holes down through there, right there at 246, and where Barley Road comes out on 246. There's some kind of a drain thing there, and all the asphalt's gone around it. So you kind of have to be over there to allow people to come in that road, and it really jars your eye teeth. And Barley Road, the sign out there has been gone for a couple of years. I think they moved the house trailer down through there or something, and so nobody can find the road.
What sign's that?
The Barley Road
Oh, the
sign,
okay,
there
right.
at 246 and Barley Road.
Okay.
What sign did we find just the other day down there during the trip? That wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
And so that's, you know, I've got some pictures, me and my wife were walking down the road, and somebody's went down through there. I called the road department because I thought, well, why would they paint circles around it if they're not gonna throw a little asphalt in there? And I called the county highway last week, and I told the nice lady on the phone that I'd even volunteer to help throw asphalt in the holes.
You need a job, sir.
But, you know, I help bush hog along the roads out there, and so does Ed Barnett, which he does. Of course, he has a bat wing, so he can do that, but really concerned about safety of the people down through there because, and I listened to the last commissioners meeting online, and I didn't see any mention of Barley Road coming up for next year, so that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate you coming, both of you, for being here. Chad and I has talked about Barley Road, and I know they fixed one culvert, but I think me and Chad talked about it, and don't tell me what day we talked about this, because I don't remember. I went back out on Barley Road a couple of weeks ago, and at some of the culverts that have been placed in, they have fairly significant dips in them, Chad, so please go out and take a look at those. Then, out on 246 and Barley, there is a bad spot there at 246 and Barley
That has been turned over to NDOT.
okay, that's been turned over to NDOT.
Yeah, they've got an approach so far that's actually an NDOT culvert. And they
Okay.
go in, I think it's 20 feet
I know 20 or 25 feet, so
is their approach.
that's
But,
been turned over to NDOT because he said that's their approach,
as soon as I get this cold mix, Barley Road is on the top of my list, has
Barley.
been. I just gotta get
So you need the coal mix to go to Barley Road. We're getting the coal, we're gonna get the coal mix. We're
And
gonna-
Clark.
No,
Yeah.
mine too, because you can-
I have a list
We've
5
got
miles long.
about 325 road, but he's Barley Road's first, he said that, so we'll take care of Barley. Out there at the end of 246 and 46, where I know it's the state's responsibility there, is there anything we can do? We just have to wait on them to,
At Barley Road, and
yeah, 246.
I'll have to get a look at it again. I believe it's going to have a new culvert pipe, needs to be extended
Yeah,
and all
that's
that.
what I looked
but
at. It looked like
I'll
pretty
see
bad.
if there's any patchwork
But
that
that's
we
on
can do.
them.
Yes, but I'll see if I can do any patchwork
Yeah.
on it to get us by, but
Okay,
Thank you,
so Barley Road's on top of the list, sir, okay?
appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Chad. So
other
we,
than that, we are starting to put together our winter fleet, trucks that aren't used daily.
Okay.
Are getting plows, getting the sandboxes in, making sure we're good to go. Testing all the boxes, making sure we're ready to go for winter. We also have taken the truck that was totaled last winter. It went to Hunter's Body Shop yesterday to be repaired.
okay,
And I don't know how long that will take, but I'm hoping to have it back.
then are we taking that sprayer thing off that one truck?
I need to have a discussion on that with,
You have that with him, he's the truck, okay.
yeah.
I know Dave, I appreciate Commissioner Risk and Commissioner Warner. I know that Dave has worked on we're selling some equipment out there that we're no longer gonna be using. What I'd like to see is, I was out there yesterday, and anything that we do not use, broke, bent, or busted, that we do not use, we need to drag it out. That we still have that chipper, or not chipper, thing you put limbs in, what do you call it, chipper, is that what you call it?
Yeah, the chipper.
We don't
Chip
use that anymore.
Which, yeah,
So, anything that we don't have that is not usable, we either sell it or you take it down to scrap it. We just don't need it sitting on the lot. Now, I know Dave's has worked out stuff with the paver and the chipper box maybe, and big monumental truck and stuff like that. I know that's all going to the wayside, but anything else that's left over that we don't need, let's get rid of it. It's no use to
all
us.
right, I'll get a list to, bring to
Appreciate
you
that.
guys to,
Yeah.
make surplus.
Yes, surplus, I can think of the name of it, surplus, so we just don't need it out there. If it could benefit somebody else, you know, great, but we just don't need it sitting on the lot, you know. We got plans for that lot anyway, so coming up hopefully next year.
That's all I
How
have.
you holding up? Everybody holding up okay?
I think so,
Got plenty of water to drink? You need more water out there?
probably.
Okay.
Also, we've already emailed on this, but the 2026 CCMG grant has been submitted.
Yes,
Submitted in time,
praise God.
so let's just keep fingers crossed that it comes back and we get $1 million.
Well, hallelujah. Yeah, for the public out there, we're still waiting to see what we get from CCMG. And we're also waiting on our budget, hopefully get that back by Thanksgiving maybe, or December. Of course, you know, the commissioners went to the council, and the council approved for us an increase of the county highway budget of $4 million. We're gonna get somewhere between $0 and $4 million. We don't know what we're gonna get. We'll take what we can get. We'll take anything we can get, so until we get the budget back. But once we do get the budget back and we know what our budget is, then we'll have a healthy meeting with the highway department and addressing some roads. The public needs to understand that we're no longer in the paving or the chip and seal business. We're done with that. It's more economical for us to hire that stuff out to get it done. Nothing against Chad and the crew, but it's more beneficial for the county to do that. They have enough to do with maintenance of the roads, culverts, ditching, patching and stuff like that. So that's coming along good, and I hope we get some money back from the state. I hope they award us because if they do, it'll be such a major improvement for this county next year that if they don't, at least the public will know that we tried, the council tried, went to the state, and if they say no, we'll just be honest and open with you, tell you what we can do. I'm not gonna tell you what we can't do, because the can'ts will be a whole lot more than the can. We'll tell you what we can do, so appreciate everybody.
That's all I have.
That it? You done?
That's it, I'm done. Quick and easy.
Okay.
Chad, out there on Flatwoods, they found the pipe and unplugged it on the north end and have the water flowing towards the creek now off the edge of the
Okay.
road. So
Is
we're
this,
gonna see if that'll help with that, okay?
Perfect.
shit, not that government entity thing for criticism. Yeah, I mean, that's what that is. Where's your, see here?
We're here. We're ready. If
You ready?
want us.
Yeah, fly right on through to the table.
Thanks, gentlemen. This is Troy from Tyler Technologies.
Troy from Tyler Technology.
Yep, we're here to open a bid.
Okay. Well, we've only got one. Matt, you open this, please. Somebody besides us. First person to whip out a knife, I'm gonna say sheriff. I was waiting to see somebody get a knife out, man.
John was right with the word there.
He took my fingernail clippers. I'm like, man. All right, thank you, sir. Gentlemen. Gentlemen. Sir. Okay. Who's up?
Yeah, thank you all.
Yes.
Normally in these opportunities, Tyler's appraisal staff has been in the county for more than 10 to 15 years, providing assessment services. And the assessor put a bid out over the last month or so, and we replied to it. And that's what basically, what I found out this morning, we were the only bidder that had submitted a bid. And that's what I'm here just to represent. From what I can share is that this proposal is a 4-year cyclical reassessment, which is a standard form that the Department of Local Government Finance provides to each respective county that puts these bids out. It's form 55930, and within the proposal you'll see outside the cover letter, there's qualifications, there's a questionnaire, there's a bid form that goes along with that, along with the standard agreement form that the Department of Local Government Finance provides. It breaks down the services of what we do over a 4-year basis, and we're just happy that we've been able to be a partner with the county for a good period of time. We understand the county. We do quite a few of the neighboring counties as well, which we've had for some time within this area of the state. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. This is, for what it's worth, a little bit foreign to most. It's a thankless job because we're dealing with property assessments that actually transcend into the property tax side of things. Our goal is just to make everything fair and equitable across the board. Most counties of the 92 counties, I would say that there are only...
Thanks, John.
There are only probably 4 to 5 counties that keep this in-house because they have the financial willing to be able to do that. Most of those are your larger ones, the Marions, the Hamiltons, Allen County, some of the larger ones. But from that end, just about every other county actually bids these services out. And that's what we're here today to offer.
Okay. I do have some questions. And believe me, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to this stuff. And for Dusty, and this is on me partially, I probably should have come and spoke to you about some things
Sure.
And I'd really like, at some opportunity, here for you to come and speak to the commissioners about how things are done. Was this bid, how many, yeah, back up. How many people was this proposal bit sent out to, Dusty?
The public.
The public?
Yeah.
So everybody,
Yeah, the truth about these contracts, there's limited people that do reassessment in the state. And this
Okay.
is all but a renewal.
So, my question to both of you is, who goes out and reassesses the properties?
His name would be Rob. He's one of our guys, our Tyler representative. He's our,
Is it from?
I'll explain a little bit of how it works. He actually, I helped train. He is from Monroe County. I've heard all kinds of things in my last couple months or this year. But he works here.
He works for you?
Well, he works for us. He's from Tyler. He works for Tyler, but he only works in Owen County.
Okay, so he's an employee of Tyler.
And what his job is he goes out and does the field work. So he will take some pictures, he will do some measurements, he'll run the tape measure things, he does that kind of work.
So how many people from Tyler goes out and does field work for Owen County?
Well, as many as we need. So he's our kind of full-time guy with a lot of the new construction. This year, we had, I think, 3 people at one point from Tyler, from all over the state.
Okay. And how many people from your office goes out and does the same thing? Anybody?
Me,
Just you?
occasionally, when I can go out.
And how many employees do you have, Dustin?
3.
3. Including you, or four including you?
4, including me.
Okay.
If I may add to that, most of your staff is clerical in terms of what they do internally besides you going to the field, which is common for quite a few of the counties besides the ones I mentioned early on that do this in-house.
So,
we have also, I would say, 3 to 5 other subject matter experts that assist our data collector when they're in the field. And then through an annual basis, we have to do what's called an equalization, which is a trending that we do annually that has to be submitted at a certain time frame during the year to submit to the local government department. And from that standpoint, we have some other people that may be involved at that point in time.
okay. So and I'm kind of green and I apologize. So you guys do the field work, then that information comes in to Dusty's office and the secretaries.
The staff there does the data entry of that field work, yes. So they are intimate with the information that is put into the county's CAMA solution.
Okay, and, for Dusty, the letters from DLGF that I received, there was 2 different, I got an email. Let me see if I can look it up, Dusty, because I don't want to misspeak in what I'm saying, because I'm pretty good about it. Excuse me for that.
Sir, I'm reading here that this is $529,560, is that correct?
Yes,
For 4 years.
for 4 years.
It's 11,000 something.
$11,032.50 a month.
That sounds correct for what you're sharing there without me looking straight at the numbers, but the overall number was accurate. That's basically broken down over the 4-year period. And of that 4-year period, broken down of a monthly period. So they provide that in that fashion, yes.
Good.
Okay, well, I mean, we just now got this, okay, so this is sort of a shock. I haven't even read through it.
Yeah, I would take it under advisement. Like,
Okay.
in most counties, they normally do that so that you
Right.
can read it, so that legal can read it. The good thing about the agreement itself, though, is it's a standard form that the department provides at the state. and then, for Dusty to review as well.
How many counties use Tyler technology?
24,
24?
yes.
How many are comparable in us to size?
Quite a few of them with the exception of Johnson. We do quite a bit within the west central and the southwest and southeast part of the state. So anything 70 and south.
And where else?
Well, we're the largest company within the public sector that provides mass appraisal services. We have over 30 that live here in Indiana. We have an office just a stone throw away from the capital, and we've been doing services here for more than 60 years.
Okay. On the email, Dusty, and once again, I'm agreeing with this, on the pending Owen County Fall 2026 real property, the thing from DLGF, and it lists like 30 different things, and like I say, I'm new to the reading of this, you know what I'm saying? Is that concerning for you?
Well, I have no idea what you're looking at, and you haven't given me,
Those are those last two emails that just came in from
Oh.
DLG.
What has happened this year, so the state has changed their format. The only thing that changed this year was how they wanted it presented. So we haven't changed anything as far as assessments. They just wanted it in a different format. And we've had to do that 3 or 4 times to get it there. So no, that's not concerning at all. That was actually, our role was months ago.
Okay. And like I said, I'm like Dave, I probably should have been more involved in this concerning, taxes and stuff. One of my biggest questions is, from the public side of things, it seemed like when the reassessments came through that there was a significant increase in people's values.
Sure enough.
And the one that, and I'm going to use me, so I don't want to step on anybody else's toes, but I live in town and they assessed my garage for $60,000 more. My garage. No, my garage. And I don't understand it enough to be. I'm not educated enough to sit here and say I don't understand it, but I'm gonna sit here and tell you I don't understand. And my other question, so it seemed like the assessments went through the roof. What caused the assessments to properties to go through the roof like they did? What made them go up so high? I mean, my garage went up $60,000, and I mean it's a garage.
They're based on market value, so everything that we calculate that stuff from. So that was a January 1 of 25 value. We get all our information to get that number in 24. So we pull all the sales and they have to be an arm's length transaction, open to the public sale, true representation of the market. And then we have to do what's called a ratio study. That ratio is those sale prices, which, let's face it, everybody's crying over how much everything's costing right now. Look at the real estate market. That's what is raising these assessed values. Not to mention the excessive history of low assessments that we're working to correct.
So good. I'm glad you mentioned that. How many years is the low assessment? That was my concern. Is some of this increase because of past years of low assessments?
So I'll give you a little snapshot. I hear consistently, well, the real estate market, only went up 5 or 8% last year. That's from peak to peak. If you're down here at the floor and let's say your house is really worth $250, but it's assessed at $100, it's gonna have a big increase. That's how it works. Yeah, there's a lot of that's happening. It's not really beneficial to keep them there if, I tell people this too, to clarify, those assessments raise, the tax rate lowers. So it's not a direct correlation between assessed value and taxes. Truth is, I could cut them all in half and your tax bill wouldn't change a penny. The tax rate would double. The assessed value, just kind of how it works, is essentially who pays how much. And if they're all even and fair, when they go up, nothing really changes.
So if the market goes down,
They come down.
Joe,
Yeah, so a lot of, like your garage at $60,000 is also being based off the new construction sales. So you get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home out here in Fort Oaks that sells for $400,000. Now my home that's 15 years old, has a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom on 5 acres, is gonna be assessed equivalent or higher than that because it's got acres with it. But it's not the same build. It costs a significant amount less 15 years ago when you built it than it does now to build. And then they come back with the, well, when you sell it for what it's assessed for now, well, that doesn't have any difference. I'm not gonna sell my home. I'm not in the market to sell my home. So the new market rate around here shouldn't affect what my home cost when it was built and how it was assessed then. My home now assesses for $80,000 more than it was appraised for. And then you have a meeting with their office and they pretty much tell you tough shit. And they have a secretary in the background chirping in the whole time, where people are just frustrated to come in here and don't get a correct answer or the answer they're even looking for from the assessors when you do file a deal. So your home in Spencer is being based off all the new home constructions as well, because that's what your real estate market is. You can't find a house trailer on 1 acre for less than $100,000 in this county. But there's a lot of people that live in those that can't afford it.
I don't disagree. That's Joe Fry. He can lower those taxes. He can lower that tax rate. I have no position on tax rate lowering. No control.
Are you saying like county council can lower that?
Yes.
Are you?
The assessed values are based on market. There's a whole lot of different moving parts in them. So what he's talking about, well, this is an older home. That matters. Year built, effective age. That matters. On a stage like this, it's hard to explain because each individual home has a different grade, different location, different size of land, all different things. So but they're all calculated in. So there's a lot of moving parts there that he is kind of leaving out or doesn't understand.
and I'll be honest with you, I wished I understood more about it, because I don't understand. I'm just using mine for how.
And we need to look at it.
How my garage could assess for $60,000 more when the garage is not worth $60,000. It's a nice garage. But it says for $60,000 more, so my garage I got living in town, praise God, it's worth a lot of it. Hallelujah.
You need to come see me and let's look at it, because there could be an error.
A lot of it's a shotgun effect. If you raise 100% and only 50% whine about it, you still got 50% increase there.
So, and based on on the assessments that was done last year, how many of those assessments was rectified? How many, if I were to come in about mine, and I know there's been people come into your office.
We've had about 220 some appeals. And if there's something that's off or that we can correct, we're happy to. I don't want your garage to be $60,000 more. But if it's worth $60,000 more, I'm also gonna tell you that it's worth $60,000 more.
But, and I appreciate that, but you said there was, and I'm just asking questions, we'll take this under review for sure, but for 220 some assessments that came in with complaints, sort of say, how many out of that what percentage was overturned or readjusted, or I guess is my question.
Oh, well, I haven't even finished all of them yet, so I couldn't tell you. I'd say there's some errors found.
50%?
I'd say that roughly.
Were these handled informal or were these Peterbilt?
Informal.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, what was your question? I didn't hear it. What was his
I
question?
asked if they were informal, where they came in, or if it was set up through Peterbilt, the Property Tax Board of Appeals, which is a standard tax board. You've got representatives from the county in different aspects that sit on that, and they may listen to what the taxpayers say.
Who makes that determination, Dusty?
So I will sit down with them first, all of them, and have a conversation to see if there's an error on your property or an influence somewhere or something that's an easy fix that makes sense. Because I don't want to, I want it to be accurate. I'm not just trying to raise values. I just assume it would be lower.
So on the assessment of there's people's homes and buildings, then there's also assessment of land, is that correct?
It's all divvied up.
It's all divvied up?
Yeah, all separate.
And
And then add it all up for total value.
so what kind of increase is the public looking for the next cycle?
We haven't even got there yet.
Don't have any idea?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm still working through this.
okay. Okay.
Well, let me ask you
Yeah.
this.
Sorry. No, you go ahead.
If I come in and appeal you guys' assessment of my property, and you find that I'm right, what kind of refund do we get from these guys?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, because,
You're blaming them.
no, well, yeah, because they're the ones that assessed it, right?
Well,
Is that not true?
there's a lot of moving parts.
Okay.
They do some field work.
Right ahead.
It takes 4 years to get through the whole county. There may be something, it's easy to overlook something. There's a whole lot of data there.
Yeah, granted, but,
And we don't have, I mean,
I mean,
we do 17,652 parcels every year.
okay, and if there's a mistake on it, done by our subcontractor.
I'm gonna take the heat.
Okay,
Because as far as I'm concerned, they do that, but we do the assessment part of it. So they do the field work. They'll give their opinions, but in the end, we input it, and we're looking at it to make sure it's accurate.
so you guys are entering the numbers that they gave you, but once that's happened, then you're on the hook for it.
It's all,
Right.
I'm always on the hook. for it.
I don't know how this all works, I'm
Good.
gathering
We
information.
we can blame whoever we want to, but at the end of the day,
Well, I'm just saying, because if I had a subcontractor, and I'll just step into my world for a minute, I had a subcontractor and I said, okay, you're gonna put widgets in this cabinet, and all the widgets need to work. And I get a year down the road and this widget on top doesn't work right, I'm gonna go back to the subcontractor and say, hey, this doesn't do what I was in my original contract for you to do. But you're saying, no, I'll just take that on me.
well, no. So if I find something that we're not doing right, it's just like he said earlier, we're doing the best we can with what we have. There's constant correction.
Right.
So the other thing is, there's a lot of opinion in assessment. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. Is this a D grade or is it a C grade? Or is it a C - 1 or is it a C + 1? Every single person will have a little bit different opinion. So at any given time, anybody can go in and say, well, that's wrong. You get 10 appraisals, they'll do 10 different ways, but they'll be within the same range. So what you would say is wrong may not be wrong. I sat down with Joe's family with their appeal, and it was pretty high, and it did. But the truth was, it was in that ballpark. There wasn't anything I could do with it.
We also run into a unique situation in Indiana that Senate Bill 1, I encourage you to research on that. That was
Right.
something that came out earlier this year that the state put out after legislation, and it's shifting a little bit of the tax burden in terms of from one side of the real estate business for mass appraisal to the other side. No different than what we faced in 2001 or 2 at that time frame. And all of us are really interested to see how that's going to shift county government in terms of where not only the assessments are done, but more of the taxation. A lot of the states across the country are dealing with the same thing. They might not necessarily have an assessment problem, but it's a taxation problem. If you follow close to what Ohio's dealing with, or what they've gone through, follow close to what Florida's done with, what they're dealing with. So this is, I mean, I live this every day. And these are things that, as Dusty mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things in the assessment practice is mass appraisal. It's not the appraisal. So there may be a percent of error to some of that, but the biggest thing is collaboration and just talking to the taxpayers in terms, one, of the process, of what the state puts out there, two, what the assessor does, which is a thankless job, as far as doing the taxation piece of it, and then that transition to what that transcends into the property tax side.
So do you think it would be a good idea that we held a meeting so you could discuss the process with the people?
Don't have a problem with that at all. What I like about the county is that you have one council member that understands the business. He's heavily involved in the AIC too. It's Anton Neff. And we've always encouraged different office holders to understand what the true process is through this. Because it's not easy, and it's not black and white, it's gray.
Well, that's why I think we do need to have these meetings. That way you come in here and tell us this, and the people of Owen County can hear it. This is where the problem comes in my opinion, is that people don't know. They get this letter, oh my gosh, I want to, what XYZ, whatever it is, okay? Yeah. We need to inform the public as what's going on. Any rule changes, let the public know. That way it's not a big bombshell going off on them. That's just my opinion.
And I'll go ahead and reiterate, it's hard to explain when there's so many moving parts, especially in a big crowd, because we're talking about a garage that I have no idea. I don't have it all retained. I'd have to look it up and look at it, or many other things, land values, size of land, what grade is it, how old is it, what's the effective age, is the square feet right, how do we measure, what do we do, I'm all for helping and trying to do something. I want it to be clear. I want everybody to come see me and sit down with me and let's look at your property, because that's the only way to really make sense. I can sit here and tell you guys all what you want to hear, but until you come in, sit down, and I walk you through your card where you can see what yours is,
Yeah.
it's all fluff.
Pam?
Thank you for suggesting the meeting. Speaking for the public, I've been asking for that for a long period of time. If that can be done before making a determination of the contract, it would be appreciated. Number two, I've had a public records request in yearly for the last few years, and Dusty's not been able to provide it because he says that the records are actually produced by Tyler. And this is a very important document. It's a part of the cyclic assessment, because the contract with Tyler right now requires that a certain percentage of properties each year that's listed in the cyclic assessment has a physical inspection. Now, that physical inspection can be from the prior contract, it's boots on the ground inspection, or Dusty says some of those can just be done by eagle eye or an aerial. They can be done by a photograph. And there's some changes in the proposed contract this 4-year cycle versus what we've had in the past. And those are things that really I have questions about, too extensive for this meeting, all the way from dropping the photographs down to one photograph per property isn't adequate. and we don't even have the photographs from the last 3 years uploaded. So, yes, please and thank you on the meeting, and if that could please be done in a format that would be before you sign the contract to where we could ask him. The last question I would have is, was this advertised on the state website? So the state has a site that if you have a contract for services like this, that you can post this. I didn't find this on our state site, I only found it in our local newspaper. So can I ask Dusty, what, other than our local newspaper, did you try to get this contract out to a broader spectrum?
We put it out to what it was required of us to do.
So you did not send any letters to, because you said there's only just a few, but there's 3 in the state that does this, is that what you said?
I said a few.
Right. So you only advertised in our local newspaper?
What is required of us.
And I'm in the meeting, what's up? I'm in a commissioner's meeting.
Yeah, I understand that. There's no power out there for cleaning that doughboy, do you know where it hooks up at? I tried getting hold of Jack or Chris.
Yeah, I do. It's on the east side of the building. All out on the east side of the building, the courthouse, there's 2 big panels mounted onto the courthouse wall. Says electrical boxes on them.
Okay, all right.
Check that, okay.
That's all I wanted to say was
Thank you.
to get that out there.
If I may speak, the
Yeah,
Department of Local Finance provides all the contracts to each respective county of the 92 counties in the state on their website, particularly to the assessment side. Those can be found by any taxpayer or anybody that is willing to look at that. If you don't have access to that, which you should, I can give that to you, which you can provide to the taxpayers if need be.
Okay.
Outside of that, when it comes to the bidding process for this, there's Indiana state codes that each county follows as far as these bidding processes go. I live it every day. And by rule, either 2 papers for 5 days or 1 paper for 10 days is normally how this is done across the board with any county that decides to bid these out.
Okay. I think, I mean, for me, as uneducated as I am, and I know I should be educated, because the sheriff will tell you ignorance of the law is no excuse, but I'm sure he would tell me that too if I asked him to do something, you know, as well. But I think it'd be in the best interest for me, and the board can make the decision, that we have this kind of a public meeting so you can address and how it really works. So, because people send me stuff all the time, and I don't know anything about it. I ask them, so have you went in and talked to Dusty yet? Well, you're the commissioner. Well, whoopee. I don't have the answers. And a lot of people will be listening to it and will want some answers too. So I think a meeting, it doesn't have to be real long, you know, a couple hours, give people the opportunity to come. The commissioners and the council and people of the public can understand the process. I don't think a lot of people, and I know I don't, so I'm speaking for myself, don't understand the process. I mean, we're spending we're gonna spend approximately $11,000 a month in not knowing the process and what all goes into that process to create these rates the way they are is something I don't understand all of.
Diane, why did you speak?
Yes, oh, hello, Diane Stutzman.
I will say they have property cards that you can get, so you can look at
Okay.
what is on yours to make sure everything matches. And also, if you tear something down or something burns or something, you've got to go inform them
Okay.
that has happened, so that it doesn't affect it right then, it will affect it on the next cycle. But you have to let them know what you've got. But the property card, I'm not sure if it's online, is something that's really good to go and look at and see that everything, the measurements and all of that match what you had.
Is that-
They have changed something.
Is that on our webpage for his webpage from
It's on the GIS.
GIS? Okay, all right, good. Okay, so I didn't, yeah, that's good.
So,
I mean, you've
the
got to
report, it's on
let them
GIS?
know if something, if
The
you change
changes?
something, because they don't come to your house every time, and you have to make sure that they are aware of something happening.
Okay.
And just as an addendum on that, the property cards are not updated,
Nope, they're not.
so that's a false, that's correct what you said, but my property card is still incorrect from a reassessment, and I won an appeal from 2 years ago. My
Right.
property card has still not been changed. Now, DLFG required those changes already be entered by a certain date. We missed that date. So that's on my checklist. So
Yep,
even though that's correct.
and that is correct, they haven't been updated this year. Those get uploaded once a year, cost money to do that, so they get uploaded once a year. This year, we're struggling to get them uploaded with the new mapper and the tech company, and they're still trying to work out how to connect those things.
Right, I'm 2 years out though.
Okay.
You came in after, and we corrected it after. It's a 24 property card. So
Let us,
we would correct yours after the upload. Does that make sense?
So if there's a change on your property and you need to report it, is that an online process or is that a visit?
Give us a call.
Just give you a call.
Yeah, give us a call, come in, let's sit down and talk about it.
All right. I agree, we need that.
And I recommend each one of you come in, sit down, let's talk about each one of your properties so you have a little bit of a grasp on
I'm
it.
not necessarily concerned about mine, I just didn't know the process.
But that'll help.
Yeah.
so what's your thoughts, guys?
I think we take this under advisement.
Yeah, well, definitely gonna take it under advisement.
But I do think a meeting might be in order.
Okay,
If people
let's,
want to come, they can.
well, we got a motion on the floor, go ahead. The table.
Make a motion to table this, give us more time to look at it, because I just now got it in front of me, and I'm not gonna vote on anything, it's just put in front of me.
I'll second that.
All in favor, 3-0. We're gonna take this under advisement, and, we'll be getting back with both of you here relatively soon. I still got some questions and stuff like that, and then I do need to come in and talk to you myself and try to understand how it all works, because it is kind of mind-boggling. I mean, some people, they understand.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We need to work on a couple possible dates.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea.
Will do.
Thank you.
Yes, thank
Come,
you.
sir.
Okay, Chris Lunsford could not be here today. He's up north in a major meeting. But gentlemen, you had before you emergency vehicle purchase agreement. It's from Penn something, Penn. Looks like this. Okay. Here's another one, this is one I just don't have.
I got it right here.
Okay. Chris Lunsford, our EMS director, reached out to me, and maybe you commissioners as well. He's in need to purchase an ambulance. He has found an ambulance. No, Chris knows what he needs, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I don't think it's for us to tell him he needs this, and this. So he has found a truck. He has the money in he has the money to buy it, purchase it and stuff like that. He went through, the attorney to make sure that he could purchase this, ambulance through this company, PennCare. The attorney sent him back all the proper information, everything he needed and stuff like that, so it is allowable. Go back to page 1. The vehicle model is a MedX Metro Express 153 Type 1. I have no idea what that means. Clueless, but Chris knows. If anybody knows, it's Chris. He knows what he needs, so I don't want to make a long thing out of this, but he needs the ambulance. The description, the ambulance conversion is $244,000. The addition of H tank bracket, I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure Chris does. $1,000. The total amount is $245,000 for EMS director to purchase this new ambulance. It's a 2025 Ford 450 4x4 diesel.
So this is to replace the one that was just in the accident, correct? Not too long ago. Okay.
It's got the trade-in term, delivery terms, the warranties, payment terms. It's all on this. Like I say, he did, run this through the county attorney. The county attorney said it was absolutely fine for him to go ahead with this, and he does have the money, Paulie, so you don't have to have a checkbook. You
I'll
know,
move that we approve the purchase of this vehicle for the EMS.
I'll second that.
all in favor? 3-0.
Aye. I'll make a motion that we allow Sam to sign as the purchaser, or would that be Chris? There's only one signature line.
It'd be me since it belongs to the
All
county.
right, so I'll make a
County.
motion, we allow Sam to sign the agreement.
I'll second that.
All in favor? 3-0. Got that done. Elected officials. Paulie, you got anything to say? Come on, say something.
Oh, I was kind of, and I'm talking to Anton about this, but your property tax explanation meeting and everything, I think it would be good if Anton was included in that.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that
the more the merrier.
Meeting so that the public and it definitely needs to be so more people can be there.
yeah, we'll have an evening meeting. We'll get some dates from Dusty, Paulie, to find out when that can be, and I encourage people from the public to come if you got questions, and it's not gonna be a free-for-all. It'll be direct questions, and we'll try to get some answers, and believe me,
Sir, can that possibly be set up to use a larger venue?
it'll be here in this courthouse somewhere.
Thank you.
Maybe you put it out there. Yeah, I have no problem with that. Okay, Joe Fry, you like to, you got anything, sir? You good, sir? You got that grin on your face. Okay. Matt, Sheriff? Matt, uh-oh. Oh, I knew you'd have something.
I'm not asking for anything, I just wanted to address something. There were a couple of the people here at the meeting earlier, I think, that had some questions or maybe concerns about the range out of Patricksburg. So I know the sheriff talked about it previously, but I was hoping they would stick around, so if they had any additional questions or anything, we could go over it. But I just wanted to address a few things with the range. So we did have a place to shoot prior, a private range that was owned by Harley Mill. It's a very small range, and again, it's privately owned, so it's not our property. What the property owners want to do with their property is completely up to them. There've been some concerns with us out there and some animals, and just honestly, just basically what they wanted to do with their property. We were never necessarily told we couldn't shoot out there, but it became, I think it was starting to become an issue between us and the property owners, as far as what the intentions were gonna be with the property. Again, it's a very small range. Our department has grown a lot since 1970, I wanna say 75, when they built that range out there, which makes it very difficult for us to conduct training. We've had the issues and concerns that I've heard have primarily been about the noise, concern about the noise up the range. And I just want everybody to understand, and the public to understand that's listening, this is not a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, we're out there every day range by any means. Again, we shot out of Shepherd Patrick for 40, 50 years, and I was never made aware of any complaints out there. I understand. I know people don't want to hear the noise. They don't want to have to deal with it. We are required by statute to train. We have to do it. We owe it to the public to do it. We owe it to the deputies to make sure that they have a place that they can go train and be proficient with their firearms. We have to do this. It's absolutely irresponsible to not do it. So we looked for a place for a while that was as remote as we could possibly find it. that was county-owned property, so we didn't have to try to buy property, that we could do this. And the old dump site at Patricksburg was the perfect place to do it. I've been out there, we've shot a few rounds out there, single shooters. I've driven around the area, listened. Again, this is subjective. In my opinion, the noise is very minimal. Specifically, I think I could hear birds and wildlife over the sound of shooting from the residents as I parked beside and listened. And again, that was a single shooter. I want to be completely clear. There are days we're going to be out there shooting our patrol rifles with the entire department out there. It's going to make noise. There's no doubt about it. We can't stop that from happening. But again, we are going to do our best to inform the public via our social media ahead of time when we're going to be shooting, to notify them so they have an idea of when that's going to happen, when they can expect the noise. And those are department-wide shooting days. That's when the entire department is going to be out. We're going to be doing what we call qualifications. I'll be honest with you guys, the general public I don't think understands. We're expected, or at least what the public thinks, is that we are expert marksmen and snipers with pistols. I would love to say that that's exactly what we are. But to be completely honest with you, we can't train enough to do that. I would love to be able to do it. I think ideally for us, I've been firearms instructor for the sheriff's office since 2008. And I've said this year after year after year. I want to do more training. I want to do more training. The deputies have asked to do more training. But we haven't had the means to be able to do it. I would love to do at least four, quarterly trainings a year. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that. And another thing people need to understand is that they've asked, why can't you go to another range to train there? This is, again, one of those things that I don't want the public to lose confidence in this, but I just got to be honest. When we do department qualifications to meet our statutory requirements for firearms, we are pulling guys in to do training, and they are working. They are out working the road. They are on the shift. If you call 911, you expect the deputy to come to your residence. So we have to do some altering with our schedule, and guys are coming in on duty to do these qualifications. And I'll be honest with you, we're trying to do it quickly so they can get back out. That is not fair to them. That's not fair to the public. And it's minimizing the amount of training that they can actually do. So we're working on that. The sheriff and I have discussed some things. We're working on that to try to get some more of that done. But this is, as much as it's probably an annoyance for a few people, I get that. I totally understand that. But it's necessary for the good of the public. It's just absolutely 100% necessary. Anywhere we put a range, it's not going to make somebody happy, and I understand that. We're going to do the best we can to work with the public, to notify them, and be good neighbors. And again, that's talking department-wide. I cannot notify the public every time an officer is going to go out and sight his handgun in or something along those lines. Again, like I said, it's not a public range. Nobody from the public will be allowed to be there. It's law enforcement only. We do get requests from outside departments occasionally, just as we have done here in the past, and without that, it would have been difficult. We've had to train in Lawrence County. The last time we qualified, we had to drive all the way to Lawrence County to try to get qualifications done, and ISP was good enough to let us use their range out there. We may have departments that ask for that, and that are in the same situation, and we want to try to be, we want to work well with other agencies. So again, I don't think that's anything that's going to be, an everyday thing. So we're talking a couple of range days out there where the entire department's there, and it will be loud when those days are out there. When we're out there on those days, and it's a 6 to 8 hour day. So we ask for a little bit of patience and understanding from the public in that area. I don't think the Patricksburg area, with the exception of Rifle Day, you'll probably hear a distant noise on Rifle Day, but I don't think handguns are going to be that big of an issue from what I've been able to hear out there. It's really a matter of about 4 or 5 residences that are definitely going to hear it, but again, it was a lot quieter than I thought it was going to be. So if anybody has any questions, if anybody's listening that's got concerns that live in the area, please feel free to contact us. Please don't do it on social media. It just starts a bunch of inconsistencies and non-truths. Just call and ask. This was something that happened fairly quickly. We were asked why the public wasn't involved in this. Honestly, because we didn't have any options. It's not like we were picking between 3 or 4 or 5 different properties. We had one space to be able to do this. It is now November and we have not qualified this year. I have got to get firearms done to keep our deputies certified. So this was something we had to get done quickly. But if anybody's got questions about it, what we did out there, or how we're going to be operating, just please contact me. And don't, people can do what they want on social media, I guess, but don't jump to conclusions on social media. Just call and ask. Sheriff or I would be happy to answer your questions. Yes, ma'am.
Quick question. A little bit of hindsight, I was involved with the Veterans Park, and that's county property, and when, for other reasons, that was used as a range. So there was a prior history there of that property being used as a range. And through these processes, they came in and did an environmental study, and then I found out afterwards, because it's county property, if there's the use of a range can create a lead component. When you design your backdrops, what I learned in the hindsight, that had there been bunkers put in, that afterwards all of that material could have been taken to a landfill and disposed of, that would have saved, like going forward, that would save the county money in clearing that land. So someday I know they'll sell that property. So as you're doing this, you might keep that in the back of your mind, that being able to set it up in such a way that instead of having to have expensive environmental clearance studies, if you can demonstrate that you removed the backstop materials.
Yeah, there are processes for that, for removing the lead and how we dispose of that. Keep in mind, this is literally sitting on a landfill. So the entire property around it is a landfill that closed in the 90s. So
Correct.
I'm sure the land around there is already contaminated to some degree. So, yeah, I mean.
It's just worth your time.
Yeah, I understand.
Criticism for you to look at that.
We have thought about that, yes, and what happens in the future on sifting the lead out of that berm and how that works, so, yeah.
So you're shooting into an existing berm?
No, we had one built.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
That it?
Yeah, and again, if anyone's got questions, please feel free to contact me, email, call. Sheriff or I would be happy to answer any questions anyone's got about that range out there. Just for this public knowledge, I guess, we're gonna put some signage and stuff up. This is intended to be a permanent home for us to be able to do firearms for a decade, long after I'm gone. Decades of training out there, and in honor of the 40 some odd years that Harley Melton provided a range for the county. We are going to name it the Sheriff Harley Melton Memorial Range.
Awesome.
And dedicate it to him.
That's nice.
Good deal.
That's good.
That's it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Any other department heads, elected officials? Public?
Sheriff, will you discuss the overtime versus comp time?
Sure. So the reason this came up to begin with was because we were told that we could not take anything but comp time. Obviously, as I stated in the last meeting, there are some people who want comp time because they are new on the department and have not generated vacation time, have not, sick time, any of those things. So we do want them to have the ability, if they want to claim comp over paid overtime, that they have that ability to do that with the limitations that's in county policy. Not changing county policy or anything like that. We just want them to have the option in case they need time, if maybe they have a wedding they want to go to and they need that comp time versus paid overtime so that they can make the wedding. We just want that to be the option. And as most agencies have, you have, like when I was with the state, you chose, if you worked overtime whether you want paid for the overtime or you want comp time for that. Like I said, some people are new, they've not generated time in their account to be able to take time off for major events, and they need to be afforded that opportunity.
Well, it's in the policy anyway.
What's that?
It's in the policy,
And it's in the policy, absolutely.
yeah. Okay. Deborah?
Admin rights to the computers and dispatch.
Please pick on him.
That's,
I've contacted him twice.
so Justin sent me an email, I'm surprised he hasn't been down there, he said he got the approval to do it and asked,
We got our meeting
what
at noon.
machines, so that was,
Yeah.
that was either late last week or early this week that he asked me about it, so he should be down there.
And the batteries to the.
Did them last night, that one's up and running. So we're gonna have to order 20 more for the other one, because it's dead now. Same error code.
Yeah, just,
I get them in, and then I'll put them in there.
just get them ordered. We don't need no,
Can we back up the admin rights? So she's being given admin rights?
I just need them to my computer so I can.
Yes.
Get people in, take old people out.
Then I want something in writing because I've been told nobody's to get them. And that is where the agreement is with Orion and AME and them. We've had a few other offices that have asked it recently as well. And even Orion came back on the last email that they were not to be given.
So, if I understood correctly, the sheriff's department already has admin rights to their laptops, correct?
Yes, we probably started.
And
this
so,
thing.
We did.
how it was explained to me was, this would be another emergency situation where if she needed to install something, she'd have to be able to do it. It could be at night, it could be on a weekend.
It's nothing against you, I promise.
No, you're
It's just
fine. No.
So-
what has been the instructions.
So, I'm using the same basis for the EMS, these guys, and 911 as,
The problem we ran into was our crash software and our citation software primarily. When after hours, they would contact support because something wasn't working, they would remote in, and anything they had to do, it required elevator permissions on that particular machine.
Right.
So the only way that could happen would be for, at 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody can't do a crash report. One of us has got to get up and literally drive in and type our password in, because they couldn't access it, and it had to be done right then. So that was the reason why I asked Justin when he set up our new machines to give the deputies local admin rights to those machines, so that the support could remote in and do that.
but
Our policy, they're not allowed to install software or anything like that. That's really the only time that they would be using that, so.
we would need an addendum to the policy to include that department.
You're the IT guy. It's all on you, Norm.
And the same thing would apply to dispatch. It would be the same thing with remoting in after hours to get something corrected, whether it's through CAD or something else. It's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna require elevator permissions for them to be able to do anything with any of the installed programs. So, that would mean if Deborah's the only one with admin rights, that means, 2 o'clock in the morning, something's going on with CAD, she's gonna have to drive to the office to literally type her password in. So,
I
I'm not an IT person.
The way to handle that is to have a elevated account that whoever needs to have access to it can use that account, with the understanding that when that account logs in and gives access, then you're taking that on as that's on you, I guess is how it's at. So are you guys okay with me writing something up to that effect?
You'll have to, because I just don't know.
Can we add it to the policy? I mean, can we change the policy to add that addendum, I guess?
You can change policy to anything you want to.
Right, okay.
If we agree to it.
All right, well, I'll draft something and have it by the next meeting and we can look at it.
Yeah, because I'm just not an IT person.
One other thing with IT, we found out early this week, into last week, our website has a generic email for the county highway. that none of us have access to. So we've turned in a request to A&B to either get us into that, or if you have a problem right now and you email, don't email off the address, call in and we'll give you an email to get a hold of us. Never mind, it's been fixed.
It's been fixed?
Just for the,
Okay.
Norm, it's on you, Norm.
It's already done.
I was just
Apparently.
saying, they called right before we came to the meeting, and it's got it fixed, and I have access, and Chad has access to it. There are 977 or 997 emails in there.
We didn't even know
We
this
didn't know
email
that.
existed.
Email existed, but it makes it a good thing for the highway department, in another way, but
It's all
Chad and
you,
I will sit down and go through those emails.
it's all you, Norm.
Okay, well, that one's done, but I'll draft this other piece. And then, yeah, I'll draft it and then we can talk about it then.
You got a question?
So with the admin, they can only get into their stuff.
Yes,
It's not network administration, it's local machine only.
Okay,
Yeah, they don't,
Yes.
yeah,
okay.
they don't get to see your stuff, you know,
Yeah, I
their
just
stuff.
gotta make sure we have
it's local admin only.
because of what we have.
No, it's
Okay.
just local machine, it's not network administration.
Commissioner, we got one more thing, then we're gonna get out of here. Everybody, time for people to go. I don't have that in front of me.
She was gonna get that printed up. Did you get that HWC printed?
Send it to Lynette and ask her to print it out.
Okay.
Okay. We have a resolution number 2025-011. This is brought to the county council the other night. This is a resolution approving the exchange of properties between governmental entities under Indiana Code 522, 22, 10, and 36-111A. We are in the process of going to be transferring some property from the county highway, a truck, paver, to another county. And this is a resolution that adopts that we make this exchange, correct, Paul? You understand? You guys agreed on it the other night. And so we need to make sure that commissioners are on board with this. It's just a simple resolution to not swap. There we go, I'll get myself in trouble. We are going to be selling some equipment to Harrison County, which will be the paver and the tanker truck. And distributor truck. So I got a motion on the floor that we proceed with this resolution to get this property into the hands of Harrison County.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay.
Blue sheets in front of you, there's two different ones, there'll be
Yes.
monthly treasurer's reports. Questions,
No, I looked over it. Thank you for the report from the treasurer's department. She's not here, but thank you for this report. We'll get it. I don't have any questions. I know I probably would if I,
And I didn't get a copy of the Tyler technology.
yeah, I'll let you have it.
Yes, Dusty, if you
Okay.
can have me a copy.
Sure. Maybe two of them up here. Okay. Anything else? Anything from public? Oh, Deborah, sorry. I'm gonna put you on the spot, okay? You ready? Could you give us a brief update on how things are moving along at this dispatch center, please?
Well, we've had an interview, but we're not gonna hire the person. We've got some more feelers out for interviews. We're taking applications until the 21st of November. We've had a couple people with some interest in it. I'm not gonna wait till the 21st to interview. We're gonna interview if they come in because we do need employees. So,
How many you still down,
we're
three?
down 3. We are talking about doing some different stuff with the employees, with giving some longevity pay. So if we can get a dispatcher from another county that's got 5 or 6 years, they don't have to start at the bottom, pay here. So we're looking into working on that right now.
We got all the faith in the world in you. So,
It's going slow, but we're getting there. The lights are still on.
well, Praise God for that, hallelujah, so,
She's doing good on claims and transfers and payroll.
my wife constantly tells me, Deborah, just about every day of my life, that slow and steady wins the race.
That's good, because it's going slow, but we're getting there.
I get way out ahead of myself sometimes, realize I gotta back up, you know, that's the reason they got beepers on machine, beep, beep. So,
Dave's been a lot of help, so.
That was my next question, are we making sure we're getting our money out of Dave?
Yes, we are, actually, we are getting,
squeezing,
we're
squeezing.
getting probably more than our money's worth out of Dave, so.
Okay, anybody else, public got anything? Commissioners? Ms. Reeves, County Attorney, Madam, however you want to be called. Sheriff, you good? Anything, you got anything? Meeting's adjourned.